Hey, we're back with some more daily projects. Today we're going to be working on my 1967 Firebird to clean up a bunch of little stuff that's just been lingering for a long time. I'm Jeremy, welcome back to Catfish Motorsports, and I have a confession to make. I'm a bit of a 90%er. That's actually a lie. I'm probably more like a 70%er. And what I mean by that is when I set out to do a job, once I get it working, I usually just stop. Whether it's doing finish painting afterwards, cleaning up wiring, whatever little things that need to be done after you get something functioning, I usually don't do that thing. I always tell myself I'm gonna go back later and do it, and I never do. So today, on my 67 Firebird, we've got a bunch of stuff that's just been sitting for years that I've had the parts to fix, and I just haven't because I've always got other stuff to work on with different projects, things that don't actually work. This is gonna be another one of our daily projects type deals where I'm just gonna take 30 minutes a day, a couple days after work, and we're gonna knock some of this little stuff out. Let's get started. Okay, so what we're looking at here is the door panel area on my 67 Firebird. Now, as you can see, this looks a little ratty. I have the correct door handle for this. The reason it's like this is because at some point in this car's life, this door was swapped prior to when I got it, and come to find out that the mechanism inside this is for a deluxe model Firebird. This Firebird is actually a standard model, so when I bought some replacement parts, I bought all standard parts. Then find out that this won't fit, and actually this guy isn't even right for it either. I was just able to hammer it on there hard enough that it stayed for, 4 or 5 years. I'd like to fix that today. We're gonna do that by installing the standard model door opening mechanism. I've had these parts on the shelf for at least 4 years, if not longer. I've just never really talked myself into doing them because there was just always something more important to do, something that didn't work. And today we're gonna fix that. We're gonna pull this door panel off. We're gonna maybe try to do some other stuff too in the car. I'll show you just some places, trim and whatnot that I've just never installed because hey, the car runs and it does burnout, so I just didn't really care. But it doesn't take long to do that stuff, so I should just do it so the car looks more complete. It looks rattier than it should when I own the parts to fix it. So let's dive into this thing and see what we can get done. So we're gonna start here by taking the screws out and hold it in. These are kind of crooked too, so I might try to straighten those out. There's no good way that I know of. Some of you guys who do interiors might know more, but as far as I know, there's no good way to line these things up when you buy aftermarket panels, which is what this is, because they don't come drilled or anything. So you're just sort of left to try and figure out blindly how to get the holes in the right place. It's been a long time since I pulled this off, so I think that this just slides out. So with those screws out, the only thing holding this on are the handles themselves. So if you don't have one of these tools, they sell them everywhere. You can get them on Amazon or Harbor Freight for like $5 to $8. They're just not expensive. So we're gonna work this boy in here. Kind of tech tip, the clips always go on from the front. So whichever way the handle is facing, that's the way you go in. Easy peasy. Now this one might be hard to get off, but like I said, I kind of hammered it in place. I might have to destroy something to get this out of here. So this is not the standard way to get one of these out, but because this was, again, not installed properly and I can see the spring from the back, I'm gonna try to get back here just with a flathead screwdriver and see if I can't. There we go. There we go. Okay, now this should just pull off, just like that. Now shockingly, because I don't normally do things correctly like this, but I actually do have the weather material backing in here to stop so when water gets down your door, it doesn't get on the back of your, wood cardboard door panel and ruin it. So I'm gonna try to gently pull this boy off. I think I just got it held on here with double-sided tape. Now this isn't factory. I did this way back in the day when I was first putting this thing together to just try to eliminate some door noise, which probably worked. And here's our mechanism. So I've never done this. I might have to go watch a video, but it doesn't seem overly hard. There's just a couple of bolts that hold the guy in. And then in theory, there's going to be some sort of connection on the back that attaches your door latch mechanism to this guy. So we'll just see how that works and make these match essentially. Now the basic difference here is the Deluxe model, I think, is longer, and it's got this threaded piece in the middle. So the Deluxe handle is actually meant to be screwed into this. When I get this out, I'll show you the new one and this one on the bench up closer, and we'll look at the differences. So I kind of tried to stick my head in here and look at this. I think, I mean, we can see we have this bar here that runs over to our door latch mechanism. I think that if we take these two bolts out, you can drop this down to where you can see it, then we can disconnect this, and then we'll do the opposite going back in. So in theory, this should be pretty straightforward. So that played out more or less like we expected. We popped those two bolts out, and then you drop this down into this little window here, and now we can see this clip and we can remove it. So I was sitting here off camera getting mad because it seemed like this door rod was too long. And I was starting to wonder whether there was a different rod for the Deluxe model versus the standard model. But then I realized what I was doing wrong. I had assumed that this pair of door latches that I got when I ordered the parts, and they are in fact not. They are side specific. So I had this guy in backwards, and I need to be using this guy. Basically, when I went back and looked at the old piece, it mounts like this. I'm honestly not sure why, but this bolt here doesn't align with this hole. So maybe on the Deluxe model, you're only supposed to have two, no idea. But what I found out when I looked at this closer was that your latch bar attaches down here and it pushes on this side. And I have this one set up to pull, where when I grab this one, it also pushes. So crisis averted. We'll pull this guy back out, put the other one in. So now with our correct sided latch in here, all of a sudden all three of those bolt holes line up without me fighting it. Think through the obvious problems before you start getting mad, kids. So another issue that I've been meaning to address with this door is this handle right here. So we're gonna tighten that up while we're back here too. Let's take a look at these up close real quick so you can see the difference. Now there might be some difference just because one's an aftermarket part and one's an original part, but just at a glance, we can see how much longer the nose on that guy is versus this one. I mean, it's not even close, it's almost double, it might be double. And then the other obvious difference, threaded hole, no hole. Now I've also got these bad boys, which is the center trim piece, which I've had as long as I've had the car almost, which is, you know, I got the car in 2016, so I've had these a long time, and I've just never installed them. And I might have to go watch a video because I'm not sure what you're supposed to do. I assume you push it through, and then I don't know if I'm supposed to bend these tabs back or you just leave them pushed through straight. How about it? Chrome strip in, correct door latch in, window back in, screws slightly straighter. These two in the middle still a bit like Steve Buscemi's teeth, but that's all right. So the only thing missing now is the Firebird emblem there. I don't have one of those. I'll have to order some of those. I even went and found an armrest for it, which I had bought these new pads like cheap for like $5 at a swap meet a few months ago. I think I have two of these, the bases, but I could only find one, and honestly, it's in terrible shape. So even if I do find the other one, it's not in good shape either. I tried to spray paint it, but it's way too cold. I've been sitting it over there in front of a heater for like the last hour trying to get it to dry. I still put a bunch of fingerprints in it trying to get it installed. But it's good enough for now, and I can just take the top off and put them on a new base. I'll order some replacement. I'll order it just from OER or something, just replacement bases, put the new tops on it, and we'll get this badge, and then it's more complete than it's ever been. I also went ahead and threw the A-pillar trim in on the other side. They don't fit very well, but because my dash pad here is not factory, it was refinished in the same houndstooth stuff that all the rest of the headliner and all that's done with, and it's way too bulky. Actually, the hack on these factory A-pillar pieces a little bit, but they're plastic, they're cracked anyway. I normally don't like to cut on factory parts, but with old cracked plastic trim pieces that you can get readily available for a common car like this, I just don't feel bad about it. All right, let's keep the ball rolling on this. Next up, sail panels. Now, these were done probably in the awesome 80s. This is not factory material, and this is pretty thin stuff. So I don't think this is factory cardboard backing either. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but this is some houndstooth type material. The back seat's still made out of it as well. The original front seats were, I actually sold those off. I have 4th gen seats in here now. So there's no clips or anything on these, which is kind of the reason that I've never installed them before. But we're going to solve that with carpet tape. Do I feel bad about it? Not even a little bit. So all this is double-sided tape that's meant to stick to fabric and stuff like that. So it's held down here pretty good, and I've actually doubled it up. I have some on the back side too. Plus, this being a 1st gen F-body, they make all kinds of parts for it pretty affordably. So maybe one day I'll get ambitious and actually buy some kind of factory replacement stuff that has clips and is the proper vinyl material and all that. All right. Oh, very good. This one is not cut quite as good as the other one. That's funny. Well, it's still better than it was, and it'll pass muster in a glance. But I think now that I'm looking at this, I'm fairly certain that I was correct, and these are not factory, because these don't fit that well at all. I'm going to flip around and show you the one on the other side. The one on the other side fit pretty darn good. So whoever made these just did a lot better of a job cutting out one side than the other one. Here's the other one. It's a little short in the back when you get way back there, but nothing like the one on the passenger side. That was pretty productive. I just spent a couple 30-40 minute sessions today. Came out a couple times as I was bored, worked on some stuff, and we accomplished most of our little task that we set out to do today. The only thing left to do is take that other door panel off so I can put that chrome strip on it. I don't feel like doing that right now, but I'll do it later.
I always tell myself I'm gonna go back later and do it, and I never do.
Please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.